Aries, courage today doesn't make noise, it just chooses. What matters now is very clear. A clarification that wants an actual gesture is testing the version of you you're trying to keep intact. With Mars in play, the field of words, exchanges, and the immediate environment asks for action, not volume. One clean move matters more than venting. This is an almost ordinary kind of pressure, which is exactly why it's dangerous. You delay it, and it starts steering by tone. For Aries, the day rewards speed, but not autopilot. As long as you keep watching, a clarification that wants an actual gesture looks bigger than it is. The moment you choose the first step, it loses power. Today is about stepping out of the position that explains itself well, but changes nothing. If you don't touch the point, the day passes and the problem keeps its throne. Move, cut the extra noise, and protect the first concrete step. Save this before you give another day to a block that only dresses itself up as caution. Taurus, the useful kind of care today is not soft because it's weak. It's precise because it has to survive pressure. If an overload that needs easing right away keeps coming back, it's not random. It's the echo of a choice that never got a real answer. Venus activates the field of desire, creativity, and pleasure. Attraction, measure, and dignity all land in the same scene. This is a quieter room, a notification left outside, a body that stops negotiating. Useful calm does not numb you. It reshapes an overload that needs easing right away into something you can actually carry. The stakes are about not spending all your energy keeping alive a form that no longer deserves that much fuel. For Taurus, today asks you not to use prudence as a parking spot for the problem. The risk is calling something resistance when it's already becoming consumption. Move, defend recovery with a visible boundary, not a mental promise. Play it back when guilt tries to make you pay for the rest you genuinely need. Gemini, there's a narrow window today. If you wait too long, it turns into noise. This is the moment when something opens, but only if you stop waiting for a guarantee. Don't widen the scene too much. One person, one sentence, one gesture, and a live margin you need to use now becomes readable. With Neptune active, the identity-body-presence axis speaks in symbols. Today, though, it needs a concrete proof. If you keep watching for too long, a live margin you need to use now can lose weight, not because it was false, but because you never chose its moment. For Gemini, the risk is explaining the point beautifully and leaving it without action. The stakes are about not reaching tomorrow with the feeling that you saw the right opening and arrived too late. The cost isn't choosing the wrong road. It's standing still while the useful passage turns into a missed habit. Move. Don't open 3 scenarios. Confirm the small step that keeps the best possibility alive. Save this before you postpone the choice that still has room today. Cancer. The uncomfortable truth isn't showing up to hurt you. It shows up because the excuse has expired. The practical question is blunt but useful. What does a true point that's been covered too well reveal when you stop filling it with words? Moon opposite Juno. In the resources money value axis, one nuance can turn into a decision. This is the place where you realize you're not cold. You're just avoiding being touched. If a true point that's been covered too well stings, maybe it's not attacking. Maybe it's stripping the makeup off an old defense. For Cancer, the right kind of care today also includes the boundary that keeps you intact. If you don't name the fear, it will still find a way to right the day. The risk is defending a version of yourself that worked before, but now asks too much in return. Move, name the point that stings, and build the limit from there, not from the face you want to save. Play it back when the most composed version of you starts sounding like the most convincing one. Leo. If a value left too open to interpretation stays unmeasured, someone will use your silence like a discount. If you avoid the knot, A value left too open to interpretation remains elegant, but steers everything from underneath. If you name it, the day becomes readable again. Lunar eclipse. The pressure on the resources money value axis isn't here to frighten you, but to force a truer shape. This is the point where a seemingly small request starts telling you who is actually deciding the price. An unspoken value doesn't stay neutral. It becomes margin surrendered, time given away, a price set by someone else. The risk is accepting the wrong measure today and defending an eroded boundary tomorrow. For Leo, the center is not defended by making a scene, but by choosing cleanly. The real loss is seeming easygoing while you're quietly giving up measure you never properly named. Move. Separate generosity from price. Then decide what you can truly sustain. Save this before you let discomfort set the price in your place. Virgo. The day doesn't ask for theatrical courage. It asks for a verifiable act. The lock in this day is concrete. Friction that wants a real move only opens with a non-generic response. With Mercury in the field, the network's friendships, future plans area becomes readable through messages, timing, and micro-responses. This is a door that has been stuck for days and no longer asks for more understanding. It asks for something measurable. Today's strength means moving one real piece, not building yet another explanation around the point. For Virgo, detail helps only if it doesn't become a way to postpone friction that wants a real move. The stakes are about using pressure to choose, not to craft a more polished delay. The real loss is training yourself again to endure well what should have been moved. Move. Don't negotiate with the block all day. Give it just enough time to be named. Tomorrow we'll care about the clean cut, not the elegant explanation. Libra. Today the price is not only financial, it's how much space you leave for others to decide. The clean point is simple. Say where a cost that stayed implied ends and where your choice begins. Venus turns the rest closure's inner preparation area into a test of measure. Pleasure only works if it doesn't erase respect. It's a practical question wearing the mask of a favor. If you don't measure it, it takes more room than expected. Material questions today are also about power. A cost that stayed implied shows who decides the value of your presence. Naming value doesn't make it colder, it makes it shareable. For Libra, balance today doesn't come from avoiding friction, but from giving the point a fair shape. If that margin stays vague in a polite tone, the price will be set by whoever pushes hardest. Move. Write the number, the time, and the limit. Confirm only what stays clean. Use this before you give away time, just to avoid one conversation. Scorpio. Today the risk isn't losing time, it's buying time the wrong way. You have two doors today. Say yes out of habit so the tension drops fast, or slow down and give shape to a domestic boundary. Uranus activates home, roots, and the emotional base. The choice cannot stay automatic. It's home, a simple request, a yes given to keep peace, a threshold nobody names. The first door calms the house for an hour. The second one protects the boundary. Scorpio, if you grip a domestic boundary too hard, you're not leading, you're protecting a fear. A yes given from fear at home doesn't unite anything. It just moves the weight under the rug. The strong move is a boundary set quietly, before the wall. Are you protecting home or buying quiet with a piece of yourself? Write who does what. Wait. Confirm only what you can hold. Move. Send this to whoever is about to choose, just to take pressure off their chest. Sagittarius. The day asks you to understand what you're really paying when you choose peace before measure. The knot isn't huge, but it is precise. A measure nobody has yet declared decides how clear you stay in the scene. Lunar eclipse. On the career role public direction axis, the signal shouldn't be inflated, but it also shouldn't be left without consequences. It's an untold number, an expanding favor, time someone already thinks is available. This isn't greed, It's stopping the habit of letting discomfort build the estimate for you. The stakes are about not letting social or emotional discomfort set the price in place of your judgment. For Sagittarius, today asks for breadth with responsibility, not an elegant escape from the awkward detail. If a measure nobody has yet declared stays vague in a polite tone, the price will be set by whoever pushes hardest. Move. If the boundary is real, write it or say it now, not after it's already been crossed. Keep this close. Unspoken value almost always works against the person who stays silent.
Capricorn. Today, real care has a boundary, not an excuse. The delicate part is invisible. An emotional refuge that needs rebalancing may look small, but it can quietly take up space while you remain polite. Neptune blurs the home root's emotional base area, but it also makes it easier to tell yourself a convincing story. This is a day that can keep functioning outside, but it asks you not to spend your last margin as if it were endless. When you remove pressure in the right place, an emotional refuge that needs rebalancing gives back more clarity than one more show of endurance. For Capricorn, the risk is managing the weight with skill and still letting it keep the throne. The stakes are about protecting the living margin that determines tone, response, and the ability to choose well. If you keep forcing that rhythm, the price can show up as the wrong tone, an impulsive response, or fatigue taking the wheel. Move. Choose the first useful no, and let it protect the rest of the day. Play it back when urgency tries to steal your breath.
Aquarius. Today, a short decision is worth more than a perfect explanation. The line exists to protect the center. A tension that asks for a clean action cannot stay open at your expense. Uranus makes the identity-body presence axis electric. The right move frees you. The impulsive one scatters you. This is the moment when you realize the problem doesn't need better analysis anymore. It needs a gesture that reduces it. As long as you keep watching, a tension that asks for a clean action seems larger. The moment you choose the first step, it loses power. The risk is not a crooked step. It's letting the point of friction keep deciding the tone of everything else. For Aquarius, mental distance helps only if it doesn't become an elegant way to stay out of the scene. The price isn't making the wrong move. It's becoming very good at explaining why you never made it. Move. Choose the gesture that cuts the noise and do it without opening 3 explanations. Play it back when your mind offers one more explanation in exchange for the gesture you still haven't made.
Pisces. Don't miss a chance that needs grounding. It may look small, but it can shift the day. The proof arrives quietly. An opportunity that needs grounding is recognized by how it moves you, even without drama. Jupiter shifts the margin on the resources money value axis. The opening is real only if it doesn't become an inflated promise. This is a threshold that doesn't put on a show. You know it because it asks for attention before it gives comfort. The opening doesn't stay open out of politeness. If the real chance calls, it wants a response before it turns back into habit. For Pisces, sensitivity really helps only when it stops protecting the undefined. The stakes are about not reaching tomorrow with the feeling that you saw the right opening and arrived too late. If you let this opening evaporate, you don't just lose the chance, you also lose trust in your ability to recognize it. Move. Treat the opening like something alive. Make room for it now, not just theoretical attention. Mark this window.